All right. Okay, we are recording. Ring, ring. Good morning. This is Kevin with Yoder Real Estate. Which home are you calling about today?
Hey, Kevin. I'm calling on 4-5 Donald Place. I believe it just came up.
4-5 McDonald Place?
Yeah, it's in like the East Town area.
Yeah. Got it. Okay, great. Yeah, 4-5 McDonald Place in East Town. That's a great property. Everyone's calling on that one. Yeah, great. That's, of course, that's in East Town. By the way, this is Kevin with Yoder Real Estate. Who am I speaking with?
Josh.
Hey, Josh. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Great, Josh. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Hey, Josh, as you know, this one's in East Town. Is this the only area you're looking to buy in, Josh?
Yeah, I've been searching this place for a while. This property just popped up. I'm really, really interested.
Okay, great. What makes you interested in this one?
Well, it's got the 3 bedrooms. That's what I saw, and that's perfect because I'm looking to rent the bedrooms out.
Are you an investor, Josh?
No, I'll be there. I'll live there, but I want to rent the bedrooms out as well.
Okay. So you want to rent the bedrooms out? Is this sort of an investment opportunity for you?
I suppose you could say something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me specifically what stood out about this property. Why did you call on this one versus other ones, or what's unique about this for you?
Sure. Yeah. I like that it's in the city, right where it is. It's kind of in a high demand area, so there's a lot of potential there.
Sure. So high demand meaning potential renters. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Do you intend to rent to people you know or don't know?
Just some college students.
College students. Got it. Have you heard? Is this sort of like that house hacking principle? Have you heard of that?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
No. Okay. Sounds like that's what you're doing. It's just essentially a concept that was kind of developed by the folks over at Bigger Pockets. You sound like a sort of a budding investor or someone that looks to do that. But anyway, it's what you're doing. It's house hacking. That's awesome. Okay, great. So tell me, are there any other areas now? You said East Town. It's close to high demand areas. Are there any other areas then, Ricky, that you're looking to buy?
No, not really. It just really looking for something here, and this popped up, so I'm really, really interested in seeing this. Is there any way we could schedule a show?
Okay. Yeah. I'm happy to talk to you about that. Of course, that we have a mutual goal there, right? I'm happy to show you the house. I'm curious though. So you said no other areas, and you make sense. I'm asking these questions about the property, about your situation, and the reason why I'm doing that is because what buyers have told me is that if I can show them another duplicate property, which we have access to, that's more valuable for them just to say, here's the one. Now this one may be the one, which is awesome, and I'm more than happy to sell you this house, Ricky. There's another one in the backyard of this one that I'm aware of. I'm going to show you that one too. Would you be mad at me if I showed you another one just like it?
No.
Okay, great. So make sure I keep that in mind as we move forward. If there's another property that comes to my mind, I'm going to share that with you. Fair enough?
Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anything I can do to provide value, I'm here to do that. As you know, Ricky, this one's priced at $250,000. Is that the price range that you're looking to buy in?
Yeah, that is. I pre-approved. Okay. I don't have an agent. I just wanted to look at this property.
Yeah. Okay, great. So pre-approved, no agent. Who are you pre-approved with?
Chemical Bank.
Chemical Bank. Okay, great. Congratulations on taking that first critical step. Okay, great. And so your price range of $250. The price is $250. What price range are you searching in, Ricky? What price range are you comfortable in?
This one's perfect. I would say at most I would go 300, but this is right in the price range. Really interested.
Okay, perfect. Got it. Okay, so up to 300, but you'd rather, if I'm hearing you right, it seems like you want to stay around 250 rather than 300. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So if I find this home's twin brother for 250 or 240,000, you'd like to see that too, yes?
Yeah, if it's in the Easttown area, that'd be great.
Okay, great. So Easttown, this is the sweet spot for you. How long, and have you been looking for a while, Ricky?
I'd say about 2 months.
About 2 months? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how many homes have you seen the inside of them?
Only three, but none of them really stuck out to me like this place.
Okay. Okay. So just three homes, and what was it about those? Why are you not living in one of those three homes right now?
I guess I didn't see, it looked like I had to put more work into it than anything. That's not something I really want to do.
Okay. So are you looking to just have like a turnkey opportunity? You don't want to do any work to the property?
That would be the best outcome.
Okay. So no handyman specials, right?
Correct.
All right, perfect. All right, we'll keep that in mind. Again, if I can see something else that's a turnkey opportunity that fits right into that fold of Easttown and 3 bedrooms, so you can do this house hacking thing, we'll keep that in mind as well. Are there? By the way, I didn't ask you. You didn't mention anything, but are there any other decision makers in the process?
No, it's just me.
Okay, awesome. Okay, great. And what's the ideal timeline? When do you see yourself living in this next home, Ricky?
If I'd really love to see this one. If this one's it, yeah, I'd like to write an offer on it and move in as soon as possible.
Oh, sweet. Okay, great. So now, right? This is the right one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Right. So you're locked and loaded, pre-approved, and this one meets your needs, or another one I show you, then yes, you're ready to make a move.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. And I'm curious, what's your situation now? Are you coming from a rental situation, or do you own a home?
Right now I rent. There's only 4 months left, and the rent just went up, so I really, really don't want to continue doing that.
Okay. Great. And so your rent's going up. That's not good.
No, so I have no
All right.
problem.
Breaking it early, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you owned a home before? Have you done this before?
No, this will actually be my first purchase, 3 bedrooms.
Awesome. Congratulations, Ricky. I look forward to being a part of getting you into this house. You mentioned you're not working with an agent exclusively. Is that what I heard you say?
Correct.
Okay, great. And you pre-approved with Chemical Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great. And are you familiar with what's going on with the market right now, Ricky?
I know homes are selling pretty quick. They're in high demand, that's for sure.
Yeah, they are. And I think that's one of the first things you probably picked up on when you started to look at homes in this area. You seem like a pretty savvy guy. That's one of the challenges of this market. It's a seller's market, as you know, which means that there's less homes available. There's more buyers than there are homes. In fact, in this market right now, I mean, gosh, especially in Easttown, there's 10 to 15 buyers for every one home. So when we go to write an offer on a house, there's going to be other people that are going to be bidding against you. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what we found is that given that and the fact that the lending guidelines have changed and it's taken a lot longer to get a loan done. Did your lender tell you how long it would take to get to the closing table?
It would take, I think, about 45 days. I did get a second opinion on it, and I got it approved by a couple different people.
Okay, so you already have a second opinion?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Congratulations for being proactive. What we found too, Ricky, is that the buyers that are actually, there's only one buyer that wins the bid. So take a look at this house here in Easttown on McDonald Place. There's only one buyer that's going to win that bid. What we found is the buyers that are actually winning the bid, they all have one thing in common. You want to know what that is?
Sure. What's that?
Actually, you know what? They actually have 2 things in common. Let me share those with you. Number one is they have a pre-approval letter with a lender that states they can close faster than the other buyers bidding on the property. You said something interesting and key just a second ago, that there's told you they can close in 45 days. That's a perfect example. The buyers that are winning these bids, their pre-approval letters actually saying that they can close faster than that, 30 days, 25 days, something that gets the seller's attention. Because what's happening now, Ricky, is that cash isn't always king. In fact, to the seller, it's not at all. It's getting to the closing table in a timeline that works for them because they have a place to go as well, right? The other thing that they have in common, so they have a pre-approval letter, solid, close in less than 30 days, 25 days, right? The second thing is they're working with an agent as a buyer's agent, because that agent then is able to unroot some key facts about the seller's situation, and they use it to the advantage of the buyer, so the buyer can get a better position, get a better offers. Sometimes it means getting a better price. Oftentimes it means getting better terms. And ultimately in this market, it means getting the house, because here's the thing, there's only one buyer out of 15, right? So if you knew, Ricky, that your ability to win, to live in and do this rent out the rooms thing, which is awesome. That's an awesome plan. I love that. If you knew that your ability to get into that house hinged mostly on your ability to influence that seller through the two vehicles of the pre-approval letter that's rock solid, you can close in less than 30, and having an agent that has the ability to find out some stuff about the seller's situation so that we can put that into the offer and actually get into a winning position. If you knew that your ability to do that hinged on working with an agent that's going to do all that behind the scenes stuff and that pre-approval letter, wouldn't you want to put yourself in that same winning position?
I suppose I would. Working with an agent, I really, really appreciate it, but working with an agent isn't really something I'm looking to do.
When you say not looking to do, what do you mean? What's underneath that?
Well, I just, I don't want to sign any paperwork or make an agreement with an agent.
Did something happen before? Were you disappointed by an agent before?
No, I just I work with the listing agent.
When you say you work with the listing agent, you mentioned that this is your first home. So when have you worked with the listing agent to a successful end?
Yeah, that's I just call them up, and then we talk a little bit about the property, get as much information as I can.
Yeah. What's important to you about that? What's really what's the thing? Because there's a thing, typically when I'm talking with a buyer like yourself, you seem like a little more savvy, like you kind of know what you're doing. But typically what I hear from buyers that are calling around like you is that if they don't want to work with a listing agent, a buyer's agent is typically that something happened before. They don't wake up in the morning one day and say, I am not working with a buyer's agent. Something happened. So what happened? Something happened that's causing you to feel that way?
No, not necessarily. I understand the different agreements, and I know that the listing agent works for the seller.
Yeah. You understand they work for sellers, so you understand they have a fiduciary obligation to work for the seller's best interests, right? Okay. What else about that? What's the advantage then? If they work for the seller, what's the advantage then to work through them?
Just really find it, and that was kind of my intent with the call, was to just kind of schedule a showing and walk through the property, take a look at it. And I would definitely give you or another agent some time after we look at it.
Time after, okay, all right. So it sounds like it seems like getting information about the property is important, right? To you, yeah. So if I could provide for you all the information you need, which is going to be the bolts, but that which you can acquire on your own, by the way, but they certainly can't give you the other stuff, which is against the fiduciary obligation, fiduciary contract they have with the seller, which is, what's their situation? Why are they selling? Is there a divorce there? Why are they moving? Have they already bought another house? And those are the things that they, by sharing that with you, Ricky, Josh, they would be breaking their fiduciary obligation and their contract. They're contractually buying not to tell you that stuff. So again, if you knew for a fact that your ability to really win hinged on aligning yourself with somebody who is going to act like a pit bull in a courtroom, which is sort of like the analogy here. Would you ever walk into court without a defense attorney and just go right with, just sort of work with the prosecutor to defend your own case?
No, I wouldn't do anything like that. No.
Of course you would. And, there's a reason why of all the homes that sold last year, over 10,000 in West Michigan, about 97% of those were sold with a what we call there's two agents involved. So it's called a cooperative sale. And the reason is that most buyers realize, even if they tried on their own, that they're really, if you like, take a checklist of items, and they've yet to really conclude solidly that there was a benefit to not working with somebody who was a strong fiduciary for their cause. And eventually they came back around to, okay, look, there's two ways I can buy this property. Number one, I can call the listing agent. By doing so, I'm acknowledging that they are working for the seller. I'm acknowledging that is putting myself in a situation to be taken advantage of, because that listing agent then has to tell the seller by contract everything I share. And they mostly just back away from that. They say, wait a minute, I'm not paying a commission to a buyer's agent. I can have a representative, someone that's going to look out for me, someone who would be like a defense attorney stepping into a courtroom. And they ultimately concluded that it was best interest to just use an agent, man. It's just super smart. And here's the deal. I'm not going to ask you to sign a darn thing, Ricky. If we come together and I share with you some key insights. So here's the reason why we would end up meeting before we went out to look at any house. Number one, I share with you that if I could find other properties that match this one, you said you'd want to see them, right? Mm-hmm. Remember that? Okay, great. So I intend to do that. I will put in front of you another property. If I have to knock on doors around this one, I will do that. And lo and behold, I can deliver to you a property that meets your needs more than this one. And that's something that can't be found online, right?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, because look, here's the deal. You don't need me, Ricky, for finding properties on the internet. You have access to Zillow. You called on this one on your own, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just reducing my value. I'm acknowledging to you that that's not where I'm going to be super valuable for you. But where I shine is being able to put it in front of you the things that you can't access, because I'm that type of an agent. I go out and find for my buyers things that they can't do on their own, or they're unwilling to do, or don't have the time to do. Well, the first thing that we'll do is, when you meet with me, is I'm going to share with you properties that meet your needs, either equally or more than this one. And I'm going to share with you 3 key strategies that are going to help you win not only a bid on this house when we go to write an offer on this, or another property, should I find another one that meets your needs more than this one. 3 key strategies that only your real estate agents know. I can assure you the listing agent doesn't know. And only only buyers that work with us know this. And then if we mutually agree that this is a relationship that should be forged, then we'll just do whatever is natural after that. But I assure you, I'm not going to ask you to sign anything. Because what happens most of the time, Ricky, is that when I walk my buyers through this process and they see the huge benefit, they're asking me, when can we get started? Because they've concluded there is no logical reason to not.
Okay. So Kevin, I really appreciate it. What is it that you need from me? Do you need me to sign anything?
Well, here's what I recommend that we do. Yeah, so based on this information, here's what I recommend that we do. Yeah, we'll just sit. Yeah. Based on this information, here's what I recommend that we do. This is what I've done for other buyers in your situation, Ricky, is we'll set up a time to meet in the office. We'll set up a game plan. I'll share with you exactly what just mentioned to you. We'll go over the 3 strategies that we use to help our buyers win in this market. I'll share with you any off-market listings I can get my hands on between now and the time we meet. And then we'll go take a look at the property. If it makes sense, we'll agree to work together. If it doesn't, we won't. It's mutual, though. I mean, again, I don't work with everybody. So I'd have to also agree that we should be working together. If it doesn't make sense, we're not going to do it. In fact, I will not let you. In other words, if this doesn't make sense and you're asking, should we work together? I'm not going to let you do that. If it doesn't make sense, why would we? Right? I don't want something that doesn't make sense. I only want something that makes sense. Sound like a fair agreement? We meet. I give you a bunch of valuable information. You don't have to sign a darn thing. I'll show you properties you can't find on your own. If we agree to work together, great. If not, we don't, and we'll take a look at the houses. Sound good?
Yeah, we can do that. Is there any way we could,
awesome.
Just see the property and talk? We can talk there, or
yeah, we can meet at the office first.
I have no problem giving you time to talk.
Of course. Sure. And so it sounds like it's important to you that we see the house. What I'm simply suggesting is that we put that meeting in front so that I'm able to provide that value for you, Ricky. And showing you the house is one piece of the equation. And I'm sensing that you want to see the house, which I'm completely prepared to do, and I will do that. I want to do my research. At the same time, I want to do my research in advance of the meeting so that I can also show you another property that might meet your needs. I'm telling you, this is the thing that's key here, that might meet your needs more than this one. You already shared with me in the very beginning of this conversation, if I could show you this home's twin brother, you most certainly would want to see it, right? What's better than one house that meets your needs?
I suppose 2 houses that meet my needs. Do you have anything in mind at all?
Not as I'm standing here talking to you right now, I do not. But one of the things that I do, unlike others, is as soon as we hang up, I'm going to text you my name, and you're going to save in your phone as Real Estate Kevin, so that you have a go-to agent. Any questions that, here's the thing too, Ricky. You've agreed not to work with agents. Here's the thing, though. We've never talked before. So there are 3,000 plus agents out there. And just like every other industry or every other category, the category of real estate professionals happens to be a weak category. We've never met before. So can we at least agree that there's a chance that I might be somebody who can give you what you want? You might not have thought so. Is there at least a chance?
Kevin, there is a chance, and that's a really great objection handler.
Thanks, Ricky. Yeah, so you're telling me there's a chance.
There is a chance.
All right, so great. So what works better for you, Ricky, afternoons or evenings?
I would say afternoons work best for me.
Afternoons. Okay, great. Looks like I have Wednesday at 3 or Friday at 2. What works better for you?
I don't think I'll be able to make Wednesday at 3. Is there any way we could push to 4?
4 o'clock? Yeah, hold on a second. Let me just check. Yeah, I can do 4. Let's do 4. That works for me. Sound good?
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, Ricky, you're from the area, right? You're familiar with 28th Street?
Yeah, vaguely.
Okay, so you know where 28th Street meets I-96 Cascade area?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 7 minutes from downtown, so not too far at all. Get off at 28th Street, head east about a half a mile. On the right-hand side, you know where the Crown Plaza is?
Yeah, I know where that is.
Okay, we're in the same parking lot as the Crown Plaza. I will text you directions to our office. And as promised, I will also text you my contact information. Please save it in your phone as Real Estate Kevin. If anything comes up between now and our meeting, I want you to be able to get a hold of me, because when you think of real estate or you think of 3-bedroom homes in Easttown, there's only one name that should come to mind, and that is Kevin Yoder. Okay?
Good.
And when you come to the office, Ricky, when you pull up into the front, you're going to see a sign with your name on it out front. This is my way of showing you how we roll out the red carpet for you. And it's just an indicator. Think of it as an indicator. This conversation, hopefully it was an indicator. The sign out front, how often do you get a sign out front with your name on it? Personally, I never get a sign out front with my name on it. That's my way of showing you right up front from the very beginning, even before I've given you any other information, how I'm going to respect you, respect your time, respect this relationship if there is going to be one. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great. Thanks, Kevin.
It's my absolute pleasure. Okay, we hang up. I'm going to send you that text. Hey, by the way, can you make me a promise, Ricky?
What's that?
Yeah, I'm going to move someone off that time slot. So I'm just going to move him around because I'm sensing that this is an appointment that we got to have so we can get you to that house and any other ones. But if you're not able to make it, can you give me a call?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm curious, Kevin, is it possible to see this home after we meet?
Of course.
Great.
Yeah, of course it's possible. Yeah, the only thing that would stop that is if there's just a seller says they can't get us in, but I don't foresee that being a challenge.
Awesome.
Sound good?
Yeah,
All
that
right.
sounds great.
Yeah, you have your pre-approval letter with Chemical Bank. I was asking you earlier about the potential of getting someone that could close it faster. Would you be open to having a conversation with somebody that would be able to get you closed in 30 days if you knew that would help you win?
Yeah, I suppose I can talk to him.
Yeah, second opinion, it's all it is, second opinion. If they can, they will. If they can't, they won't. Fair enough? I'll just tell you, I can't beat this situation. Okay, I'm going to have one of our preferred lenders give you a call. What he can do is line these letters up side by side. Regardless of what happens, Ricky, I'm not tied to that outcome. Just bring your letter or letters with you to the meeting, okay? Because then I can at least get my eyeballs on them and see if there's something that stands out in those letters that I can at least just kind of get my eyes on it and see if I can help you anyway, okay?
Thanks, Kevin.
Absolutely. Hey, Ricky, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I think it's Wednesday at 4 o'clock at the office. And I'll talk to you then.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. All right. Boom.
Man.
Grows and grows. Yeah.
I need to keep working on my influence.
I wrote down like a million quotes that you said in that whole conversation.
Seriously.
I think I'm going to type those out and hopefully share them with you all. The only grow I had was the used and as a transitional quite a bit at the beginning, like you were just kind of rolling through it. But other than that, that's the only grow I have. You have a question?
No. I was agreeing with you. I know what you mean. Yeah, I think I was probably doing that. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Glows. You brought up the house hacking thing. I thought that was unique. You were using "Tell Me More." Tell me about this. It was very conversational. We have a mutual goal. That was good. What buyers here have told me, used third party, which was great. Would you be mad at me if I showed you another property? I have
question.
1,000 things written down. Why are you not living in one of those 3 homes? I thought that was really, really good question asking. And then when you were talking about the market, you said, you know that, right? Like you can tell that he's knowledgeable in it. You acknowledge that, so that's good. You really dug deeper on why he's not working with an agent. You tried to get to the source. You said, tell me that. What's really bugging you? So that was good. Used the defense attorney analogy. You said, where I shine. I thought that was unique. Haven't really heard that yet. If it doesn't make sense, I won't work with you. So you really acknowledge that multiple times. You mentioned that you're not going to work with him if it doesn't work for you. So it kind of puts you in the head position there. And then the whole part where you said you've never met with me, so why would you? I mean, I don't even know how you worded that. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
Which one? Which part was that? Repeat that.
The where Ricky said that was a great objection. You said you've never worked with me. And then
yeah, that was money right there.
Yeah, listen, guys. This is something that I learned when I was calling on expireds for 3 or 4 years. Is that they'll say, I've already talked to X amount of agents. And I'm like, hey, here's the thing. Just like any other category, right? Let's just take categories of products. You have Coke, you have Pepsi, and then it just sort of trails off, right? We can all agree that RC Cola sucks, right? Like it's just not as good. So, and except for Nick likes RC, whatever.
It's opinion.
Okay.
What an assumption.
Okay, Meyer Cola sucks. There's something that sucks. So, but in those categories of like landscaping people, like there's some that are really good and some that just jack up your lawn. Like I'm just having them at least agree that there's a chance, a small chance that they have just ran into some agents who are substandard. And I'm not asking for him to fully commit to that. I'm just asking him to at least acknowledge that there is a slight chance that maybe, just maybe, that there might be one or two superstars in the category of real estate. That's it. Just at least say that there's a chance. And he said there's a chance, right? That was the whole point of that thing. Just at least rock his world just a second, just to have him go, okay, fine. Okay, there might be this thing, because here's the deal. And you could even bring up, I wish I would have thought of this. Hey, you know what? Have you heard of the 80-20? You're a smart guy. You probably read a lot of books, right? See, you notice I was feeding his ego a lot too? Mm-hmm. Feeding his ego. Just tell him what he wants to frickin' hear. This guy knows it all. Just tell him that. You're a smart guy. You don't need me for that. You've heard of the 80-20 principle though, right? And he'll say yes or no, whatever. If he says no, just explain it. Well, essentially it states that 80% of the results are coming from 20% of the whatever. So in real estate, the thing is, it's actually a 90-10 industry. May I explain? I'll say, sure. There's only 10% of us that are doing 90% of the business. And that means that 10% of us are actually what they call the ones that are doing the greatest work, helping the most amount of buyers. And it just, there's a pretty good chance that because 90% is the bigger of those two numbers, you may have ran across some agents that are in that 90% category. Dude, you can get your license with a Groupon right now. Say that too. So I fully acknowledge this industry is broken. There's a low barrier of entry. And anytime there's a low barrier of entry, it opens the floodgates for anybody who wants to come in. That's a big problem. At the same time, I got in here with a massive goal of helping people out and figuring out what they want and giving them what they want more than they can get anywhere else. Something like that. Yeah.
That's really good.
Ricky, yesterday when you were talking to this guy, did you get a real reason from him of why he didn't want to work with somebody? Or was he just, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to.
Yeah. Every time I would ask him a question or throw out an objection handler, he would bring up just another reason. He flat out told me he understands the agency, the difference between the agency and he just would keep bringing things up. It was a little frustrating. It was about a 25-minute call, it felt like.
Yeah. Well, so logically he understands, but logic makes people think, and emotion makes people act. And that's what my intent was, is to get underneath that and figure out, because logically I understand there's listing agents, there's buyer's agents. That's very black and white, very linear. But if you got to get underneath that and figure out, hey, what did someone wrong you or what, dude? Like what happened? Just sort of like that. I mean, just what happened? It's kind of weird, like that you've taken this stance. Just, I wouldn't say weird, by the way. I wouldn't say that, but tell me more about that. I think it's just tell me more conversation.
I tried to throw a label at him. I said, it seems like you're, against working with a buyer's agent. May I ask why that is? Am I wrong? And he's just like trails off and talks.
So when you want to label it, you may want to label it in the affirmative though, because you said it seems like you're against. So you don't want to, by labeling what you don't want is not a good move. You don't want to label the thing that you're trying to get him to go against. So it seems like you're against, like that doesn't help you. It seems like you value, you see what I asked you? It seems like you value information and communication, right? You want more information about the house. And he said, yes. Okay, great. Then allows you to segue into what you're going to deliver to him. Okay, great. Fair enough. Information? I got some information. By the way, you're going to get this information from the listing agent. I'm going to go deeper than that and get you stuff you can't get. You see how easy segue. Seems like it's important to you to have information about the property. Perfect. Call the listing agent, find out square footage, bedroom bath combination, taxes, blah, blah. That's fine. You don't need me for that. Let's talk about the other stuff. How can I get you more information? So don't label, just keep that in mind. When you're going to label it so that you can pivot to the next thing that you're going to. Basically, labeling allows you to deliver what they want. So you can say after that, okay, great. So if I can show you a way to blank, right? Okay, anything else, Thomas Fry?
I liked in the end when you said that you're moving somebody else off the time slot that you put him in. That was really good.
I did that. I felt good about doing that.
And
I said, you know what? I'll make this work for you.
Yeah.
When you brought up Johnsonville, if they can, they will. If they can't, they won't.
Right.
So just
that was my Hail Mary at the end because I forgot to recommend him earlier on. But I thought, well, shoot, let me go back to that real quick. Look, he's got a solid pre-approval. This guy's approved with Chemical Bank. Like, what was my greatest obstacle here? Was it pre-approval or was it NBA?
NBA.
So NBAs. Yep, it's a pick your battles conversation. This guy's solidly. I could have just blown right through that, and not even mentioned at that point, right? Because you can't have a two-pronged approach here, man. You can't try to pull them off this Chemical Bank and simultaneously agree that working with you is a good idea, right?
Right.
Look, let me put an end to this one here. Just you guys, if you give them the thing, just hand deliver it right to them. Look, you don't need me for this, and I'm not going to sign a darn thing with you. Like, if you're not reaching across the table begging for an agreement, then we're not. No way, Jose. See, it just takes the guard way down. Like, I get it. I'm not working with you. You're not working with me. It doesn't make sense. It's like any good relationship, man. If it makes sense, you do it. If it doesn't, you don't, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Does that help, Ricky?
That does. That was awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks for bringing that up.
You bet, man. Yeah, of course. This is what's awesome about this is your real life calls. What happens on the phone, we can just roll right into role play the next day, and then you learn something from it. Next time around, you have a few little pieces of ammunition you may not have had the first time. So awesome.
I'm curious. When there's a few more agents, what if you did this Zoom call, but it was like a tier negotiation system? So you went from level to level and got better and better instead of a whole bunch of stuff at once.
How would we establish the?
Kind of like Club Wealth. So people who are a little more advanced with script and NBAs can train the people below them, so it gets them better, and then they get trained by the people above them. Example. I think possibility. Just throwing an idea out.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think the challenge with Club Wealth is that they actually have a volume measurement. So their metric is whereas in this environment I guess we could use the same measurement. It's a volume. But your volume, of course, how much business you're doing is an indicator of your ability to influence others to see it your way, which could be sort of, it's akin to what you're saying. So perhaps, yeah. I don't dislike the idea. Let's talk about that. All right, y'all. Good call. I hopefully that provided value for you. I'm gonna save this recording and then I'll share it back with you. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Boom. I'll see you at the meeting today. A lot of great information, by the way, today in the meeting. Show up.
All right.
See you there.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
All right. See you. Yep.